Peace and power, peace and power. We are back. I am Nina. I want to formally introduce myself because I feel like we so many chapters in and then we still have new people coming on. And so I'm Nina from Styles by Nina. I am a creator and also a trader. And so, yeah, I say a lot and so don't judge me. I like to spend time with my family and friends and work on stuff that is self enriching, reading. I try to keep active now that I'm getting older and things like that. Things to really clear your mind and open you up. And so I do create hair and body products. And I started creating these products because I've always had eczema. And so from early age, I was into hair care and skincare. I was in the hair industry. I am a licensed cosmetology instructor as well. I don't practice though because I feel like people stopped taking care of their hair and started being into trends and stuff. And so that's how I started making the body products. I wanted to still stay active in the hair and skin industry, just not on that level. Hey Rachel. And so right now I am at a crossroads at my life and a lot of changes are happening. I am considering going back into the salon. I've really been thinking about it because that's my first love, hair. And so we'll see. But yeah, all my links will be in the description box. I am Styles by Nina on most social media. On Twitter, I am Urban Intellectual at Styles by Nina. And so yeah, Lisa.
Alrighty. So my name is Lisa. I am a creator as well. I create candles. And that line is called Apples Forever Scents. Something that I've always liked to do because I like candles. So I said, why not just go ahead and make my own instead of keep, spending all this money on candles, which I was
Mhm.
doing. I had to think about that and I had to take it to another level and said, time for me to get creative.
Right.
So that's what I do. I make all candle orders um, to order. That didn't even come out right. I make all orders
It
upon,
came out right. They know what you mean.
you know. Um, but yeah, I pretty much, I like to also read. When I get bored, unfortunately, I like to learn. So for me, learning is something that I always like to do, as well as getting out there, um, running, walking, just interacting with, the universe, the earth. As well as I just learned how to garden. So this year I did a lot. I did get a lot of harvest from my garden this year, and I'm so proud that Nina was able to teach me because nah, that was not my specialty. But anyway,
It comes natural to you though.
yeah, 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 you're right. It definitely comes natural to me now, so I'm thankful. It was always within. I just had to have somebody pull it out.
Right.
So I'm definitely grateful for you for doing that.
Oh, I'm grateful for you for supporting.
Oh yeah, for sure, definitely.
I forgot to speak about the gardening class. I went outside today and I'm like, I'm still gonna grow in the spring. And so I'm gonna start preparing my soil. I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
make the flyer for gardening and we're gonna move forward. Just because we're transitioning don't mean stop growing, okay?
That's right. That's right.
Um,
Um, yeah, that's it for me. You know.
What's your social media?
Oh, my social media is Lisa3Mac at Instagram or Apples Forever Scents on IG. So if you want candles, if you're interested, hit me up. You can send me a message and I'll definitely connect with you. And I like to work with everybody. So hit me up.
Right. And y'all, I'm so rude. I'm sorry, Lisa. They teach us in Forex to what do they call it? It's a term
What?
when you introducing somebody.
Oh, I know what you're talking about, but I can't. I know
Right.
what you're talking about. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We've been
We
lacking on that though.
we have to start improving and using what we
Yeah,
know, and so
yeah.
I'm gonna do it anyway. This is my friend Lisa, and I love me some Lisa. We met at a Forex conference, and we've been friends ever since. We got a lot in common. We've really been each other's support system, and we've been on this path to self improvement. And so
Yes.
that's my friend. I couldn't ask for a better support team at this point in my life. It's not quantity, it's quality.
Mm-hmm.
And so neither of us hold a lot of people around us, but we know quality. And so Lisa's Taurus. Taurus loves nice things. And so Taurus is ruled by Venus. And so just the love radiates. And I'm appreciative of you. I'm grateful that we met. I'm grateful when I met Lisa, she was just telling me about Forex and encouraging me to start trading live because I at that time I was scared to trade live. It was
And right now she can't stop. Let me tell y'all, she cannot stop.
right,
It's a good thing.
right. Lisa was saying, just do it. She
Yep.
was like, just press that trade button. And I was in demo and I had got stuck in demo. So I just appreciate the love. You didn't have to be as welcoming, and we make it a point to where if we're gonna do something, we keep our word. Lisa is the only person I've met online, and we've traveled somewhere together, or met up, for a conference or something. And so I really appreciate that.
Well, thank you. Um, Mine ain't gonna be as long because my mind just be all over the place. But I just want to introduce you to Nina. She is someone that, like she said, we met at a Forex conference. I was chilling over in the cut, in the shade, and she was out there in the sun, getting overheated. So, she saw me in the cut and she came over, introduced herself, and we started talking, kicking it. And we pretty much been friends ever since. Yes, we do trade, which has been a journey. We have learned a lot together. Um, and I appreciate her because she has also taught me things that I have not had any clue about. And when, I can say she taught me about gardening, she's taught me about sovereignty, which we are on that journey together. And she's just been there as a friend to just listen to any issues or problems that I've ever encountered in my life. Um, and I'm very appreciative of her. Even though we live in different states, we don't let that stop us. We don't let that stop us. So Nina, I'm just want to say I'm very appreciative of you, and we're gonna keep going.
Right. We're on this path of self improvement
Yes.
and manifesting our dreams. And that's what it is.
Oh, and she's a Sag, and with Sag, that's all they think about is money and it's a lot that they think about. So, yeah.
Yes, we're big on the coins
Mm-hmm.
because you gotta have coins if you're gonna manifest the life you want.
Yes.
Okay, so what is Forex? Um, Forex is the foreign exchange market. Go to my business page, and I did a video called "What is Forex,"
Mhm.
and I explain it. And I have a playlist of Forex information. Yeah. So my apologies to this platform, but I don't do a lot of my business stuff here because some of the older videos are kind of out there, and I didn't want to mix the two. And so yeah, it's over there, y'all. I'll even drop it in the box. But yeah, me and Lisa both trade. She trades high frequency, and so being that she got into that first, it encouraged me to try high frequency out. And so I'm good at both.
Mhm.
I've been back using my pocket options. It was just sitting over there, so I'm like, I
Mhm.
might as well play around with it sometime.
Yep.
But yeah, yeah, we on chapter 11 today. I'm trying to get the comments up here in order, child. Yeah. Oh, okay. So Rachel says she missed us. We missed you too,
Oh, miss
Rachel.
y'all too, Rachel. Miss you too, Rachel.
And peace and power to everybody that is back this Sunday for book club. Miss you. Okay. Y'all, I'm behind on the comments. All right, so I am emailing the graphs, and then we're gonna get started.
Okay.
So Lisa, do you decorate for the fall? Like when the seasons change, do you decorate?
Oh, girl, you know what? That's one of my passions. I'm sorry. I should have mentioned that. Love to decorate. Also recently started a real estate class because I just feel it's important for us when we go out there and we purchase houses and we really don't know too much about what we're getting into, um, what the percentages are, the lingo for real estate. So for me, that has definitely changed my life. Thus far I have learned a lot. um, and I love to decorate. Like every season, I change with the times, girl.
You
I,
do?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
What about you?
I don't. I really need your help when I get my new house. I have no skills. If you see my living room, it looks like a frat house for me.
Okay, yeah.
And so I do want that softness though, because I see people when they decorate, and it's just like, wow, look how they
Hmm.
came together. And so, yeah, hopefully I pick
Definitely
that
will.
up from you.
Yeah, yeah, definitely will. Yep.
Okay, so y'all, I'm at the stage in my life that I'm embracing my feminine, and so anything that I can add that'll add to that softness, because sometimes life gives you kind of like some blows,
Mm-hmm.
and so your house is supposed to be where your peace and your retreat is, and
Yep.
so I want that.
Your safe haven.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I want that. Y'all, I'm sorry it's taking a minute, but I got the charts coming. I didn't know my Wi-Fi wasn't on. And then I'm gonna go ahead and set up on my phone on YouTube so the numbers can be up, and I'm gonna post it on Instagram again.
All
So
right.
Rachel, you know you gave me the remedy for the style. How about I got two more styles on the bottom lid of the same eye? So I was really irritated. Lisa was like, "It's not so bad."
Yeah, I had to send her a picture of mine because I had them too. So I had to just let her know. Look, you ain't the only one. We all getting hit with them.
I felt like Shrek. No, Fiona. Fiona. I
Yeah.
was like, what is going on here? All right, so I'm posting on Instagram. Let everybody know we are currently live. This is so weird. And I want to start going live on Facebook. I know that would pick up the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I be avoiding Facebook like the plague. You know, they be capturing your face and storing your photos and all that.
Oh yeah, that ain't good. Not at all.
Putting your stuff in a file somewhere. Okay, so I'm tagging you, Lisa, and I'm gonna put the link. We are live. So what do you have going on? Oh yeah, next month is my solar return, and I am gonna be 42. I can't believe it.
What's your plans?
I wanna go out of town and get an Airbnb
Okay.
and invite a couple of my friends and just have fun.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking New Orleans,
Mm. All
and
right,
so
put me down. I'm there.
yes, because
I'll meet you
I've never had beignets. Have you had them?
there. What is that?
It's this pastry that they have in New Orleans, like a French pastry.
Uh-huh.
And so I just want to go and experience the culture. Usually, when you're young, you go and party. Now I
Mm-hmm.
want to experience the restaurants and
Mm-hmm.
and I do want a hand grenade.
Okay.
So you gonna go, Lisa?
Oh, I'll go. You know I'm down. Just let me know when.
Okay, I'm gonna book it then.
Shoot, girl, I'll meet you there because I ain't never been there either.
You
And
haven't,
no, and don't judge me, okay?
girl. You gonna live. You gonna like a shrimp po' boy. You eat seafood. They got the best seafood. It's fresh.
Okay, yeah.
But okay. Well, it's a bet. Even if it's just us, okay.
Yeah.
I deserve it. And I was thinking coming there and going back to that spa, it's nice too. All right, y'all. We getting it done. Y'all don't judge me, cause I'm just trying to put this link on here. This the last thing I gotta do. Then we're gonna get into chapter 11. Chapter 11 is a lot of charts. Why men fail at life. It's already heavy.
Mm.
Hey, what? So we gonna see what Master Yao says. And forgive me if I'm mispronouncing his name.
Yeah, he just gives so much information. Like thus far, he has given us so much information that we have been able to learn and comprehend. And hopefully, people are passing on what we've read thus far to our young men and older men because they need it. They need it.
Mm-hmm.
They need it.
Need it bad. Our families are falling apart,
Yeah.
and it's affecting everybody. But okay, I got that done, girl. I'm ready. I'm ready. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna get into chapter 11. 11, 11. I'm gonna start today. Well, did I start last time? I don't remember.
I started. You can start.
Okay, and let me get these charts up here, cause y'all have to see this. Boom, 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 boom. And y'all, I haven't been going live because I've been working. Y'all know I can't be unless y'all start hitting that cash out. I gotta do other stuff. So if I, yeah, show all four of them, and I'm just gonna put on the screen the first chart. Okay, I feel good, Lisa. I'm finally getting my floors, girl. Finally.
I know that's right.
Even though I said I'm moving, I still want to enjoy them while before I go.
Mm-hmm.
And then I said also that it's just gonna add to a new vibration in the house. Might be won't want to stay.
Hmm.
Might just stay in the country.
Well, whatever makes you feel comfortable. You
Right,
know, especially with our the times that we're currently in. You just got to be cautious wherever you go.
right. Okay. Keep nickels and wool on that. Real estate. Real estate, you and Lisa don't be playing. Oh no, it's now or never.
Mhm.
It's poop or get off the pot, okay? If y'all ain't building up y'all money, when they change this monetary system,
Yeah.
y'all gonna be affected. That's just that.
Yeah.
Me and Lisa, and I like Lisa because I be like, let's hop on a call with whoever. She hop on.
Let's get some
Everybody,
estrogen.
everybody else be busy doing this, doing that. You gotta diversify for real.
Mhm.
So I'm trying to see how to blow this up. Let me hide this. Mastering the Awakening. Why I keep wanting this book to say mastering? Hey, wait. Sorry, y'all. Master. Well, I'm really not sorry. Let me stop saying that. It's like this what happens when you don't have everything set up automated. You have to type it in yourself. And I'm old school, so I don't really do computers like that. So y'all gotta bear with me. Boom. So we are on chapter 11, and I'm gonna take this down because it's blocking the chart.
Mhm.
The way of the warrior. The art of engagement. Engagement may involve physical confrontation, legal, economic, political, or using words. The warrior learns when to engage and when it is not advantageous to engage. He learns the strategy from engagement. So that was the way of the warrior. And I'm going to read it one more time. The way of the warrior. The art of engagement. Engagement may involve physical confrontation. Sorry. Physical confrontation, legal, economic, political, or using words. The warrior learns when to engage and when it is not advantageous to engage. He learns the strategy for engagement. The way of the eagle, the need for vision and the expansion of the male worldview, the necessity of planning to enable forward progress, the structure of a natural plan, the natural cycles, the role of male vision in the ascension and development of mate and children. And I'm gonna read all of them twice because sometimes when I'm reading, I'm not absorbing information. So, the way of the eagle is the need for vision and the expansion of the male worldview, the necessity of planning to enable forward progress. Hold on. The structure of a natural plan, the natural cycles, the role of male vision in the ascension and development of mate and children. The way of the healer. The male learns to heal himself, but more so his mate and children. There are three types of healing: organic, emotional, and spiritual. Healing is about natural alignment. To heal is to return to one's natural and original state from a state of abnormality. To heal, a male must know what the original and natural state is. And the way of the healer, I'm going to read it one more time. The male learns to heal himself, but more so his mate and his children. There are three types of healing: organic, emotional, and spiritual. Healing is about natural alignment. To heal is to return to one's natural and original state from a state of abnormality. To heal, a male must know what the original and natural state is. The way of the hunter. The ability to be accountable for and responsible for the welfare of others, the natural laws of economy, the law of manifestation, the Western scarcity model. And the way of the hunter, the ability to be accountable for and responsible for the welfare of others, the natural laws of economy, the laws of manifestation, the Western scarcity model. And so, yeah, let's get into it. The primary reason that most men experience personal failure from time to time is that they did not grow up to be the person they were intended to become at birth. They were born with a character program at birth, a natal template, but they grew up to become sometime else or someone else. If they made even a small effort to uncover their individual natal map and sought to return to that, then great benefits would come of it. The second major reason men fail is because they never finished the development of their masculine profile, their male archetype energies. They could not complete their male development because of the because of their presence of their counterfeit persona and the ooh, and the development of their counterfeit persona was aided by the fact that they did not finish their natal development. A vacuum was left. The counterfeit persona filled it. Society caused the original rift, which gave rise to this counterfeit persona, due to something called the scarcity model. The counterfeit persona. The difference, take this down. The difference between the counterfeit persona definition. The difference between the personality and attributes you have and the personality. Hold on. The difference between the personality and attributes you have and the personality and attributes you were born with is defined as your counterfeit persona. The counterfeit personality is a structure in the human auric field. It interferes with the natural energy flow within the core of the male. We mean this in a literal way. Mental thoughts, emotions, false beliefs, dogma, and trauma have a direct and tangible impact on our energetic body. Over time, these occurrences can leave lasting energetic imprint like heavy trucks running over a soft asphalt highway. After a while, the tires leave a groove in the roadbed. Any molds that are purely social in origin should not determine proper behavior and attitude in the male/female relationships. So, if a social group develops a set of relationship guidelines based on personal styles, religious beliefs, peer driven appetites, past practice, current cultural trends, or such, these will, by definition, fail. If the social model is not aligned with human DNA programs, natural attributes, and natural human sexual systems, it will produce corrupt personalities. If it is not aligned with the natal human template, it is counterfeit. Okay. Y'all, I'm just sending the link out. I feel like why my friends ain't got their notifications on. Shout out to your friends. So I'm just gonna send it out to people I know read. Yeah. You know who we haven't. And yes, y'all, I'm all over the place. But I'm finna get this link sent out. We halfway through. We need the numbers up. Okay. All right. Um, it was just saying it is counterfeit. So I'm gonna go back to the definition for the counterfeit personality. It says that counterfeit personality is a structure in the human auric field. It interferes with the natural energy flow within the core of the male. We mean this in a literal way. Mental thoughts, emotions, false beliefs, dogma, and trauma have a direct and tangible impact on our energetic body. Over time, these occurrences can leave lasting energetic imprints, like heavy trucks running over a soft asphalt highway. After a while, the tires leave a groove in the roadbed. It's true. So is purely any modes that are purely social in origin should not determine proper behavior and attitude in male slash female relationships. So if a social group develops a set of relationship guidelines based on personal styles, religious beliefs, peer driven appetites, past practice, current cultural trends, or such, these will by definition fail. If the social model is not aligned with the human DNA programs, natural attributes, and natural human sexual systems, it will produce corrupt personality. If it is not aligned with the natal human template, it is counterfeit. There are the five versions of this counterfeit personality structure, which are the schizoid, the oral, the psychopathic, the masochistic, and anal. These energy structures in the auric field mirror negative conditions and abnormalities in the physical body. We can especially see direct correlation between illnesses connected to certain major organ systems and a particular personality type. Not only are there different versions of counterfeit personality, there are also various grades or levels of each particular version. In other words, there is a scale that measures how out of alignment the personality is from the natal template. The five grades of the CP are mild, acute, chronic, severe, and necromancy. These grades apply to each of the five versions of the persona. Counterfeit persona. The difference between the personality and attributes you have and the personality and attributes you were born with is defined as your counterfeit persona. The counterfeit personality is a structure in the auric field that interferes with the male energy patterns. As we said, there are five versions of the counterfeit personality. Each version may be expressed in a mild way or a severe way. There are five grades to measure how bad your personality is out of alignment to your natal blueprint. Mild is slightly out of alignment with the original self. Necromancy is massively and rigidly out of alignment. If a male or female has any one of the five types of counterfeit personalities and it has reached the chronic or severe phase, they become insolvent. In other words, they do not mix with the opposite sex. A full and natural relationship with such a person is impossible. A relationship is possible, but it will be artificial, strained, and filled with drama and turmoil. The sexual relationship is also restricted. Child, let me get some water. That was a mouthful.
Yeah, that was. Hmm.
Okay. Mm, Uh, okay. It must be noted at this time that in the last 60 years since World War II, The culture in the West has been in decline. What I mean is the masses are becoming more removed from the original persona. Their counterfeit personalities are becoming more severe with each generation. With each generation, by my estimate, more than 50% of the population in the USA has a CP level or counterfeit persona level at the chronic level or worse. Note that from 1985 to 2005, the author was engaged in a was the author was engaged in the hobby of monitoring the population for certain social trends. Among these was the disposition of the CP. This was done by examining the census, the abstracts, national polls, media data, and other empirical models. He also checked this against more intimate local polls by interviewing leaders of social networks, divorce lawyers, social workers, life coaches, etc. The composite of the two models produces an index. It is not scientific, not purely, and certainly there is a degree of inaccuracy. My local models were too heavily weighted with African Americans, 45% to 50%, as these were the more available to me. The national polls were too heavily weighted with white Americans. It was a hobby. It was a hobby. Yeah. But we found that the index to be an accurate indicator of divorce rates and changes in the mean length of time for relationship duration. The average relationship pegging in measures of years in 1985 reduced down to months in 2005. After 2005, the author gradually reduced the polling effort until he stopped altogether in 2008. The text you are currently reading was originally written between 2006 and 2008. It was revised in 2010, and the last time the index was calculated, it was edited with slight revisions again in 2016. If a male or female has any one of the five types of counterfeit personalities and it has reached the chronic phase or worse, they become insolvent. In other words, for them, a full and natural relationship becomes impossible no matter who they mate with. And as of 2010, 51% of more 51% or more of the general population in America has reached this point, according to the index. That means that more than half of the population has reached a level of dysfunction so invasive that performance on the job, conduct in school, and behavior in relationships has passed the critical terminal point. The ramifications of the above observation are far reaching. If, as a man, you do not master the art and the science of determining the counterfeit personality of key people around you, you are doomed to suffer from their impact. Mm. Okay. The creation of the counterfeit persona. The creation of the alter ego or counterfeit persona begins at about age 2 and is firmly established by the age 18. The seed of this is rooted in genealogy. Going back 7 generations, the tendency is there at birth and takes shape as we observe back 7 generations. The tendency, oh, the tendency is there at birth and takes shape as we observe the relationship of our parents. The foundation is our relationship to our father and our mother. Our relationship to our peers in puberty cements the structure. In life, you are always changing. Each day, you are either becoming a more authentic person or you're becoming a more counterfeit persona or counterfeit person. The only authentic you is the original DNA, the natal you. The more you split away from that version of you, the more counterfeit you become. When you feel, act, and think more as the alternate you than you think and act and feel as the original you. We say you have a counterfeit personality. 99% of the population has a CP. And I want to stop here and talk about this because it's something that resonated with me deeply in the last book, Awakening the Master Feminine. And it was just like an epiphany for me. Sorry. Because I realized that I was operating in a counterfeit state. And it's so easy to fall into because you don't want to um I say it's something like self-sacrificing where you're putting the needs and wants of others around you
Mm-hmm.
before yourself. And so you show up in a different way, but then your thoughts are always the real you, you know. And
Mm-hmm.
so me personally, I'm on Gemini Moon, which is governed by Mercury of thoughts. And I realized I didn't want that. It's more stressful showing up as the counterfeit because it's not really you. It doesn't feel natural to you.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not happy because over time it wears on you. Like he said, if you start operating, he said if you think more as the alternate you than you think and act and feel as the original you, then we say you have a counterfeit personality. And he's saying 99% of the population has a counterfeit personality.
Mm-hmm.
That's 99%. That's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
But you know
So,
what? But you know what? I agree with you because I don't think, like he said on the previous page, the only authentic you is the original DNA, natal you. And I think a lot of people today, they are not looking at their natal chart. They don't they're not acting um like their natal chart says they should act.
hmm
You
hmm
know, they're just doing what they want to do and they don't even know the definition of a natal chart. Like a lot of
hmm
people are just not awake.
yes, when you speak about the natal chart, I forgot about that part. He did say that. And then the natal chart keeps a lot of guessing. You don't have to guess because it's there.
Right.
The
Right.
things that you would do well in is in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then the parts of yourself that you need to work on or develop is in there.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Yep.
we spend a lot of time wasting it away, trying this, trying that, when you can just know, what would benefit you greatly, because it's all
Right.
there. Okay, so let me
Yeah, because he even says the more you split away from that version, meaning the natal chart of you, the more counterfeit you will become.
mm,
So that's what's going on.
and it's hard to watch, honestly.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, it was hard looking inside of me and realizing that I had start operating in a counterfeit personality, especially in this community because people like to promote positive vibes only. And it's just like, that's not a reality. You're
Mm-hmm.
not going to always be up here with it. And so it's just one of those things. And so me and Lisa practice both making sure we ask each other how we feel
Mm-hmm.
and just being open and vulnerable if we're not feeling well, to instead of saying, oh, well, suck it up, just being open for that place of whatever you're feeling and then being able to work through it and move on. Because every day is not going to be a heavy day either. You know, it's like
Yeah.
just showing up genuinely. What is the chart? I don't know, Lisa. She's talking about the astrology chart, your natal chart.
Um,
So you can just look up a natal chart. It's gonna show you the blueprint. And let me just
or
since
she
we
can
here.
astro.com.
Is that the one we use in class?
That's one of them.
Okay. I'm glad you remember because I don't. Astro.com. I'm gonna share the screen so y'all can. Yeah. Well, maybe I should just share um, Australia.
Yes. Natal birth chart. Uh-huh. Yep.
We don't want to keep getting on here and not giving y'all value by not sharing because I will forget that I can just share the screen. So let me show y'all what the chart looks like. Yeah, hold on. Okay, so this is a natal chart. Am I saying the right screen?
Well, you're sharing a couple of them. Oh,
Uh,
wait.
hold on. Oh, okay. I'm not sharing the right screen. Let me stop. Share. Okay. So this is the natal chart that he's speaking of. And as you can see, it tells you the houses and stuff. Now, how you would get this is to go to a website and you would put in your date of birth, your time of birth, and the place, city and state. And it's gonna pull up what planets and I guess the planets and the astrology and the houses. And so this is what you would look for what planet lands in what house, and you start looking up what planets represent and all that. But this is just showing you what you're dealing with on the inner you. We look for all this knowledge on the outside. Um, it's inward work.
Mm-hmm.
It's inward. So yeah, that's what he's talking about, Rachel. Y'all be, I really be lost. Okay, now can y'all see this?
Uh-huh.
Okay, mm, that ain't gonna work. Okay, so we wrapping up and going into this chart. There are many facets and layers of the modern counterfeit personality. It starts with the mask, the face we put on for the public. We are wearing the mask when we portray ourselves. When we portray ourselves in the public, when we portray ourselves in public in a way that is not consistent with what we really are in private. Often we are required to do this as a condition of fitting in or being accepted. And then over the course of our life, we just add layer after layer of stuff on top. We all know that most we all know that most people have different faces for the different sides of their life. These faces are matrices of personality that we gradually construct during our lives and are comprised of our coping mechanisms. They are your scars, badges, and the lessons you learned. The counterfeit self eventually becomes the image that you come to believe is the real you. But these faces don't reflect the inner you, the core of you. You become your cell phone. That is how you identify yourself, and that is how others see you. You learn to define yourself as your title at work, your uniform, the awards and trophies you have won, and the property and assets you own. You are the restaurants you eat at, your website, your suits, your nickname, and your shoe collection. Even our cars become our exoskeleton and an extension of who we are. And so what we're looking at on the chart is Rachel. Rachel, what you talking about, girl? Thank you, girl. Um, Schizoid personality. He or she believes, and so we're about the chart is like all of the five. So the schizoid personality, he or she believes that females slash males are born with defects of character that cause them to act badly. They believe that it is the very nature of the opposite sex which is to blame for his or her negative relationship experiences. Anger in the form of unprovoked hostility. Personality is fragmented. One week she is fully engaged, the next week her hostility restricts her to partial expression of life. The oral personality. The man or woman with an oral personality structure fears that their mate will abandon them emotionally. Entitlement, selfishness. I am entitled to certain benefits from life regardless of whether I make a contribution or not. If my mate does not gratify my entitlement needs in the relationship, it is a sign that they intend to abandon me. Psychopathic personality. Main issue is need to control. He or she believes that they must be in control in a relationship in order to receive the benefits from mating that they desire. Obsessed with control. Manipulates mate and others. Masochistic. Masochistic personality. The masochistic person believes in a persecution complex. They are the victims, and the opposite sex in general is incapable of fair treatment. She believes that sexual submission is an acknowledgement by her of a male dominant role in society. He believes expression of his emotions and cooperation with any aspect of her agenda is to acknowledge her dominance and his inferiority. He is emasculated. Passive aggressive sabotage undermines the victim, who undermines the agenda of mate because of his or her belief that cooperation equals submission. She she picks her partners who tend to be abusive, and when she rebels without reason, they tend to mistreat or abuse her. Honey, that right there hit home, okay? Anal personality. He or she believes they can achieve love in a relationship without risking the exposure of their true feelings. They believe that companionship, sharing money, space, sex, and material things equals a relationship. Trust issues, fear of risk, insecurity, fear of rejection, and remains on the surface. So just never really fully opening up. And personally, I can say in my relationships, I never really fully open up. Sag is known for that, but we're known to with the right partner, you get that version of other right friends,
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes you never get that with people. And so all these personality types hit home.
Yep.
We don't always like to admit our flaws, but we all have them.
Yeah, we do.
So what you gonna pick up at, Lisa? One,
At the
two,
bottom,
3, 4, 5.
where it
Okay.
says human beings.
Okay. You gonna pick up right now?
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to pick up and roll in relationships. One,
Mm-mm.
two,
Mm-mm.
three,
Nope.
4, 5, 6. That's a lot of reading. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna keep going to the next chart, and then you can pick up right now. That way, I ain't stopping in the middle or something. How do we tell five versions? Yeah. Okay. All right. So, we allow the pain and fears of our history with the opposite sex to define us, and in time, there becomes two versions of you. There is the distorted, modified version of you, and there is the original version of you buried underneath. You always feeding. You are always feeding one version or the other. We use clothes, garments, and attire to present a face of who we are. If our attire is classy and elegant, then we believe we become classy and elegant. Our car and our lifestyle are used in the same way to define who we are. In time, others see the mask and not the real person behind it. Eventually, the person begins to believe he or she is the mask and forgets their true self. A good analogy is the rider who thinks he has become the horse. He has been riding so long he does not see himself part from the horse and has he doesn't see himself apart from the horse and has forgotten that he can get off the horse. Let me find out he forgot. Okay. Rolling relationships. The techno fast food machine cultures causes most people to engage in relationships through a surrogate. The surrogate is our counterfeit persona. You saw the movie Matrix or Avatar. The counterfeit persona is like that. Thus, when you date them, you are dating their facade, their counterfeit personality, not really them. And when they date you, they are getting the same, your counterfeit persona. You won't give them the real goodies, just the good side. In the mild and acute stage, the original you is engaged in a relationship, and the counterfeit persona is standing on the sidelines trying to interfere. In the chronic and severe stages of counterfeit persona has taken. Well, I feel like I don't miss some. In the mild and acute stage, the original you is engaged in a relationship, and the counterfeit persona is standing on the sidelines trying to interfere. In the chronic and severe stages, the counterfeit persona has taken over and is engaging in the relationship, and the original you is standing on the sidelines now. When the counterfeit persona that is running the relationship, it will always lead to disappointment, divorce, drama, or disaster. The 4 Ds, nothing further. And that is so true.
Mm-hmm.
The
Yeah.
counterfeit, it'll ruin a relationship. It sure will. Because you never fully showed up as you.
Yep.
Human beings are born with certain traits and dispositions already fixed in their natal personality. This is called the natal character map. If these natal attributes are naturally cultivated in a woman as a part of her upbringing, then she will develop an adult personality true to her inner nature. True to her inner nature. I'm gonna read that again. Human beings are born with certain traits and disposition already fixed in their natal personality. This is called the natal character map. If these natal attributes are naturally cultivated in a woman as part of her upbringing, then she will develop an adult personality true to her inner nature. Then she will tend to naturally live in sexual harmony with the opposite sex.
Mm-hmm.
Her master feminine faculty will not diminish and go into remission. This adult will naturally seek to relate to the opposite sex in a productive manner. and will offer only minimal resistance to living by a natural code. But because Western society is out of alignment with nature, it does not support such natural spiritual development. When a man accepts false ideas and illusions about reality in the place of the reality itself, then he must become something counterfeit. He or she will develop what is called a counterfeit personality. How do we tell? Oh, I'm gonna stop right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to pick up. How do we tell which of the five versions you are? More importantly, how do we tell which one someone else is? The table below will help. Okay. So the persona, did you want to put the chart up?
Girl, I'm trying. I done lost the tab. Okay, it's way over.
Okay, so while you do that, I'll start reading the chart. Persona, you had the schizoid. Um, the main issue with the schizoid is the split persona, compelled to criticize, and emotional addiction to be secure. And that all tells about the schizoid. Oral, entitlement, and abandonment is the main issue. Um, they are compelled to consume, and their emotional addiction is to be loved. Psychopathic, their main issue is control. They're compelled to control, and their emotional and addiction is to be right. Masochistic, main issue is passive aggressive. They're compelled to interfere, and emotional addiction is to be needed. Um, Anal, their main issue is materialistic. They're compelled to win, and their emotional addiction is to be aroused. Mode of termination by CP version. The schizoid isolates self. Oral, seek outside excitement. Psychopathic, harsh judgment using religion and or money. And masochistic, seeks comfort in excess. And anal is overworks. Because the dominant culture is saturated with unnatural themes, toxic false belief systems have become the accepted norm by the majority. The acceptance of these false belief systems sets up a series of subconscious programs that block the psychological development of self. The acceptance of an illusion of reality in the place of the reality itself has an effort of creating a counterfeit version of self in the place of our true natal self. The vacuum created by the premature halt in natural developments calls forth into being abnormal development. To compensate for that should be there naturally, but is not. We form something artificial in its place. As we have said before, when any of the five types of persona reaches a chronic or severe stage, they lose the very capacity to sustain any working relationship. This applies even to non intimate relationships. There is going to be disappointment, divorce, drama, and disaster. One can't help but to steadily drive the relationship to termination, and each version tends to do so via a specific pattern of behavior. It is not an absolute rule, but it is true more often than not. The table above shows how they normally incite the termination. Social scientists have attempted to examine the role of men in crime, relationships, jobs, families, social movements, and government based on behavior alone. But they have failed to look at the energy dynamic and therein lies the fatal flaw. When men are prevented from participation in natural male roles, it sets up its own negative energy patterns. This energy, this pattern, in and of itself, negatively affects male behavior. The scarcity model. The third major dynamic which causes men to fail is something referred to as the scarcity model. One of the most important dynamics in social history is the bipolar contrast between the abundance model and the scarcity model. Rarely is it taught outside of the mystery schools and secret societies. The abundance model and the scarcity model are operating principles that are part of the core values that define how a society, economic, or spiritual system is governed. It is one of the fundamental things that have to be decided before you can draft a constitution, charter, mission statement, or political platform. Before a man can attempt second puberty or make any real effort to awaken one of the four dormant energies, it must adapt a world view. What I mean is that he must broaden his scope and stop viewing the world from just his limited personal experience. His worldview will differ substantially depending on whether it is based on the scarcity model or the abundance model. Thus, he must know the difference between the two. This discussion is not abstract, it is completely relevant. Bear with me. The importance of comprehending the difference between these two ways of dealing with humanity cannot be overstated. We have discussed briefly religion, money, and power. And now it is necessary to take these broad social concepts and translate them into something that is relevant to us, John Doe, the reader, so that you can use the information in your daily life. In future chapters, I will not be making reference to religion as it affects your hunter energy, but how scarcity impacts on it. In future chapters, I will not be talking about money and how it affects your sexual development, but scarcity and how it impedes your ability to change or improve your sexual profile. Before this chapter is over, we must begin to chart a path forward. You need to be able to determine what your male archetype profile is, which energies are active and which are dormant. You need a map and make a plan to change it if that is your desire. You need to be able to predict what your weaknesses will be in a given situation. You should be able to determine your house of the man, the woman's house of the woman, and gain insight from that. In this regard, the definitions that follow are priceless. First off, know that the abundance model is nature's model, God's model, and the default setting. The scarcity model is an invention of man. It has some uses, it fits certain situations. The abundance model is long term and sustainable. The scarcity model is short term and will not sustain itself. It is temporary. But in most economic and military situations, the nation that employs the scarcity model will overpower the nation which employs the abundance model. This advantage comes at a steep price, but often we find nations, armies, groups, and organizations are willing to pay it. So that tells you right there that the abundance model is nature's model and scarcity model is the invention of man. That's deep right there. Okay.
Sorry, I was muted. But yeah, let's get back to the abundance model.
Right.
I was telling Lisa, a lot of people out here will suffer through because they fear they won't, if they choose not to suffer, they fear that maybe they won't have what they have in suffering. And it just makes me think about how the church teach you that you'll have your heaven after you die. It's like, no, I want my heaven right now. And
Mm-hmm.
so I'm going to manifest that right now. I don't want the riches after my soul leave my body, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
Yeah.
And so I think about that, and then also how people suffer through in relationships. And a married person told me, I shared with y'all last week, that there may not be a person out there that you get a second chance with. And I had to say to that person, I see people, I see a lot of women, the second time they get married, it is better and it lasts because now they know specifically to go into the relationship intentional.
Mm-hmm.
And now we learning the counterfeit personality. So we're going in intentional and being our genuine self.
That's right.
And so think about that. But okay, Lisa, I'm new again.
Yeah. Yeah. That's deep though. Okay. The scarcity model is a political and economic model of internal social oppression. A division is intentionally created within a society in which one group is empowered at the expense of a second group who is oppressed. It is a creation of economic classes. The difference in status and power between the groups is created as the first group has a parasitic relationship to the second group. The first group, the parasites, does not produce anything, but feeds off the work and production of the second group. The first group is usually a small group who consider themselves to be an elite arit- aritos- aristocrat, uh, aristocracy. Okay,
Aristocrat. Let me find it so we'll know.
aristocracy.
Spell it for me.
Aristocracy.
Uh-huh.
I can't.
Okay, I'm finna play it.
Y'all, we do this. Right pronunciation.
Aristocracy.
There you go. Aristocracy. Okay. All right. The first group is usually a small group who consider themselves to be an elite aristocracy. The second group, the masses, is usually larger, with less access to information and held in submission by a central false belief. This false belief may be a religion, patriotic ideal, fear of the police, racial beliefs, etc. The scarcity model is the opposite life model to the natural model. Hmm. Nature designed life on earth based on the model of abundance. This is an abundance of air, food, minerals, water, and resources to sustain life. There are enough people that everyone can have an attractive, healthy, loving mate. Let me repeat that. There are enough people that everyone can have an attractive, healthy, loving mate.
Okay.
Men just create scarcity because it does not exist naturally. The scarcity model takes away the abundance of the masses and concentrates this wealth in the hands of a small percentage. The elite have too much more than they can possibly use. The masses do not have enough to get by. The elite rich do not refuse to share with the masses because they need the wealth. No, the elite deny the masses a fair share so as to keep them enslaved to the arrangement. Okay, did you just hear that? The elite deny the masses a fair share so as to keep them enslaved to the arrangement. So that's what we're currently going through now. You
Right.
know, our ancestors, they went through slavery. And I'm sure a lot of people probably thought that slavery was over, but no, we are still in slavery. That's yeah.
It just looks different.
Exactly. That's right. It just looks different. Yep. Without ideas and the income, the masses never find the time or concentrate enough resources to break free. But in return, the nation or society as a whole gains immediate power because this power and resources are concentrated and easily directed. Consequently, such a nation may go against another nation who does not have this advantage and prevail. The rule of the dictator Hitler was based on a classic scarcity model. This is also a psychological component of the scarcity model. For the elite parasites, fix a situation such that the masses have so little power and control that the masses must look to the aristocracy for the means of their very survival. Thus, the members of the elite aristocracy set themselves up as demigods, more than human. They encourage the masses to worship them and bow down to them. This is the basis for all aristocracies. After several generations, the belief of the masses in the superior nature of the elite keeps them in check and submission as much as any economic plan. The second group is the masses, the people who are being violated and who allow this violation because of their false beliefs about their own power. Their abundance is taken away even as soon as they grow, manufacture, make, or design it. A nation, religion, or trade house that operates based on the scarcity model has a definite advantage over a group that operates naturally. They can develop and deploy a military power quicker and easier. They can finance an economic project quicker and easier. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay. So often in history, a nation or group decides that abundance is not enough. They decide that the abundance around them is inadequate. Their appetite becomes artificially enlarged. They not only desire what is already available to them, but they also demand to have someone else's share. They wish to oppress and control the resources and abundance set aside for themselves. Thus, they become willing to cross the natural boundaries and violate others. It is not always, it is not possible to enforce and maintain a society, organization, or clan under the scarcity model unless such a society is rendered impotent due to the false beliefs of religion, money, and power, as I have outlined previously. If any one of the crippling factors also removed, either religion, lack of money, or unnatural displacements of power, then the scarcity model crumbles and is dismantled. There is this trinity in the scarcity model: religion, a central false belief system, used to bind the oppressed together and inhibit rebellion. Money. We find some system of taxation in all causes of the scarcity model. Further, independent businesses is frowned on. Even every effort is made to concentrate ownership of assets in the hands of as few as possible. These few are immune from the laws. Wages are kept artificially low to keep people hungry and in lack. What? Let me read that again. Wages are kept artificially low to keep people hungry and in lack. So you know if you don't have enough money to survive and buy food, this is why. The wages are kept low so you can't survive. Poverty. It is also always present in the scarcity model by design. People are made to believe they have some control when they do not. They can take control, but as long as they think the leaders work for them, they will not. But of course, the leaders work for the elite rich. It is a grand illusion. The purpose of a government is to regulate the masses, keep them in line, number one. Number two, defend the nation, group, or institution from external threats. And number three, tax and regulate the economy so that power and money remain in the sectors designated. And I see that now. We all see that. Hopefully, everybody sees that. There is a rationing of food and goods, spreading sickness, poverty, and forcing people into long hours of labor to take away their most precious commodity, time. And I'm going to repeat that one more time. There is a rationing of food and goods, spreading sickness, COVID, poverty, and forcing people into long hours of labor to take away their most precious commodity, which is time. So, everybody, a lot of people, they talk about, oh, 9 to 5, going to work, but they don't even realize the most thing that they should be worrying about is time. We never can get back time. Time is very important.
I'm just talking. Yeah, if y'all want to see a good example of that, watch the movie Jupiter's Extension. I mean, Jupiter's Ascension. They said in that movie that the most precious commodity on this planet is your time. And I tell people all the time, children don't need things; they need you, your time.
Mm-hmm.
And so we, even as parents, we spend all that time I'm sorry, I can't text right now. I had responded, but we'll spend all that time away from our children and think because we can provide the things that is going to stick somehow, and then children grow up resenting the adults because they needed the adults, not the things. So
Yeah, that's deep. What were you
Rachel
say?
said, reminds me of the God media in American God. She told Shadow Moon, time is better than blood and sacrifice. Ooh, that's a whole word.
Yeah, that is. Yep.
And so we run out here and get in the rat race, but then you leave your children to be raised by strangers.
Mm-hmm.
So you look up one day and they're unrecognizable. You don't know who they are, and they don't know who you are.
Yep.
I mean,
Because where'd that time go? You can't get it back. That's why it's
mhm.
so important. Take it day by day, take pictures, take journal. Journaling is very important because you can always go back and look at, oh, what was I doing on this day with my family?
Right.
You know?
And take trips. Spend time with the people you
Exactly.
love.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
If
important.
you, yeah, if you never spend time with the people you love, how can you really love them? You never really know the people. And so, all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to mute again.
Yeah. Definitely got to, that's a highlighter right there because that's something that we know, but people just don't take advantage of it. They just, they just be on their own thing. They just be doing their own thing. Mm. The changing role of the modern male. For the sake of discussion, we will set forth a set of tasks that will help us define the roles of a male in society. As previously stated, a true working definition of male roles in society does not exist, so we have to start here. Before offending religious clerics, homosexuals, and political extremists, let me emphasize that this is a general framework that we are presenting and that we will fine tune later in the book. Our discussion of male roles is based on what we used to exist, more so than what does exist now in the present. Some of the tasks a male adult might be expected to perform in his life are father role, husband role, warrior role, community, institutional, or tribal task, economic provider, employer, entrepreneur, participation in the economy of a nation. In all the tasks above, we are concerned with the aspects of the work role as it is different from the female role. In some cases, this is well defined. In other cases, it is not so well defined. Regardless, I believe there can be a general consensus that today men are often failing in the performance of the above roles. In fact, I am certain not many would argue with this fact, and the failure in performing these roles is wide scale. Our premise is that men desire to do better. This is an attempt to show them how to do so. We are not engaging in an exercise of blaming men, criticizing their choices, or pointing out their flaws. Instead, we are demonstrating how things got off track and offering solutions to how an individual man can improve his lot. Many life experiences hinder a man from developing fully and naturally. Some males grow up without a functioning father at home. Others suffered injury from prison, denial or driven privileges, job, and money issues, and the trauma of divorce, separation from his children, crime, or drugs. Most males do not have the skills to maintain a productive relationship with a woman. Let me repeat that. Most males do not have the skills to maintain a productive relationship with a woman. There are many forces in society that work against his full development into manhood. Race, religion, and war play very important roles in this, and a man does not have the luxury to choose in most cases. Regardless if he is Asian, white, black, hetero, homo, it makes no difference. He still desires to improve his life experience. If he is in the army and the nation goes to war, he has to deal with the situation he is in. Economic class do not guarantee he will succeed or fail to male mistake to male task. We are not advocating for or against the rich. The rich man's desire to succeed is the same as that of the poor man. Our focus is which The how. How does he do better at the task facing him? Our premise is that the solution starts with the house of the man. There is an African wise saying, you are what you see, you are what you eat, you become what you think. Since World War II, males in the West have suffered significant damage to their masculine energy. Men have become the energy that their false beliefs have fed. This warped masculine energy has resulted from the content that men have been feeding their minds. If a man nourishes his true masculine energy, that is what will grow. If he feeds false belief systems, then that is what will grow. We realize that most men do not live in an indigenous culture, nor are we advocating that every man becomes a super yang, ultra macho, straight, culturally acceptable man. Instead, we are illustrating how each male adult can become the highest and best version of the man that he can be based on the circumstances he finds in himself. That was deep. I don't know what happened. Stay tuned, people. I don't know what just happened, but that was a lot. What I just read, because I remember growing up. I remember hearing, my ancestors, aunts, uncles, everybody saying, "You are what you eat," or "You are what you see," or "You are what you think." And that has definitely been, it stayed with us, and it
Right.
has been passed down to generations to generations. So
Right.
somehow we have to break that.
Do you hear that echo? No, it's gone. Okay, so to piggyback off what you said, I don't know what happened. It said that the men who don't nurture the masculine in themselves can't really nurture a woman. Is that what it said?
Uh-huh. Yep.
That's deep.
Yes. Yes.
So my homegirl who was texting, and let me call you our friend. Put the damn comments in now so everybody can see them. But anyway, she said this is the reason they killed the idea of Cleopatra. And she talk about what's wrong with your eye. I had a sty. I had three styes. This. She told my nah. Huh. Yeah, this my friend Indira. We went to college together. Yeah. So yeah, she also said that men are revered as the prize, not the marriage itself. That's the issue, society's definition. And then she said he should know it's an honor just as much as the woman have been indoctrinated to thinking they've won a prize in getting married. That's right, because we are taught to value our men, and then they aren't taught the same. And also, which is in the reverse, that they're not taught growing up to value women. And then it said, we the three little pigs, me, him, and the children or the babies. What building? What we building towards? See, that's why I don't need to be listening. Yeah, it's good points though, because it's like even with the story of the three little pigs that you use, one built their house with what glass, one built their house with
Straw
straw, and
and
it's
brick.
just like if you're not building properly on that foundation, and then that house just might not stand the test in time of the climate and nature. And so those are good points. And you are authorized to speak because you've been married a while too, and you're a Libra. Libra is relationships. And so, yeah, we appreciate the comments. Hey, Indira.
Yes, thank you.
So yeah, that last part was very strong, very packed. If you don't nurture your own masculine, you'll never be able to nurture the feminine. And
Mm,
then you also sometimes get stuck in like a cycle of what they are calling now toxic masculinity. I don't believe in the concept of that, but just in general, we see so many men showing up in counterfeit versus the real them,
mm-hmm.
and women too. Yeah, it be both.
Yeah,
But yeah,
that's deep. It seems like every chapter, as we end, go read, towards the end, he always hits us with something really, really deep to think about.
mhm,
You know, it's a lot. But yeah, I'm learning a lot. I'm learning a lot, but you know,
right. Okay, y'all, we're gonna get out of here. That was a mouthful of a chapter. We had graphs. We got it all in. I want to make sure we did show all the graphs.
yeah, definitely make sure you like, subscribe to both our channels, and please share it with men that you may know, or even females, because as a female, as a woman, we need to know what's going on with our men. So
Right,
share it with both sexes. This is important. We're trying to get this out.
right, right. And we're trying to also digest it because as women, we aren't taught these things about our men. Once you're able to put everything in its place. And before we go, I'm gonna pull us a card, y'all. I haven't pulled a card in a long time, so let's check the energy temperature of the week. It's Sunday, the beginning of the week. I want to thank everybody that has been coming through every week, supporting.
Yes, because we definitely couldn't do it without you. I mean, we might be sitting here reading and talking about it, but we definitely couldn't do it without you, your comments, and you just showing up.
Right. And like Lisa said, don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and comment. We're trying to pull the algorithm up. We are halfway through the book. The next chapter we're on will be chapter 12, the negative male broadcast. And so, again, we just want to pull a card for the week to test and see what the energy of the week is gonna be. And then me and Lisa gotta go cook, y'all. Y'all know we be cooking.
Yes.
What you say you cooking today?
Chicken parm.
Okay.
Chicken parm. What about you?
I gotta run to Walmart. I'm gonna get some asparagus and I'm gonna cook some yellow rice and make those crab cakes. And I may get either some more shrimp or a piece of salmon.
Mm,
I really don't want to get no meat off from Walmart. Okay.
yeah.
She said, "Hey y'all." She be staying quiet. Great abundance on this Scorpio Sun Libra Moon Day. Although Venus don't vibe in Scorpio. I'm gonna go look at the full video and get the full book. Yeah, now we have the book, the female and the male in playlist. I know I do on my station, on my channel. You cooking kale soup and southwestern egg rolls. Okay. You gotta tell me what kale soup, what's in there. I love kale. Well, I love collards, but kale. Yeah, my kale was doing good until I abandoned it. I stopped going out there watering it and it didn't make it. The chickens knocked down the little blockages and they've been picking it. It's a hot mess. All right, so I'm gonna pull these cards. I got a new deck, y'all. It's beautiful. It is the Herbal Astrology Oracle. And so, let me show y'all what it looks like. Look, y'all can't even see me. Damn. Let me change the background so y'all can see it. Well, I guess it don't matter. I'm just gonna pull the card. We pulled card number 44, which is Valerian. Let me turn off the background. This out of control. And Valerian, it represents acceptance. And so number 44, Valerian supports us by widening our trigger points and helping us to zoom out of a situation that might be overloading you with anxiety or stress. Remember, go easy on yourself and don't push yourself too hard to meet your goals. Valerian remedies the internal parts of ourselves that can embody mouse energy. When we're overly analytical and judgmental in high trigger mode, the message here is to take measure. Although your foundation can be established with great order, there is a certain amount of flow needed in order to enjoy creativity and growth. Don't exhaust yourself in the details. Embrace your imperfections. I mean, this is on point. We were just talking about the counterfeit personality. Um, and also says embrace your growth and don't overwhelm yourself thinking of the details. Honey, that Gemini will overwhelm back and forth, up and down. Your
Yes, it
phone muted.
will.
Right, right.
I
So
know I'll be like overwhelmed with that Gemini.
right. Gemini have you thinking back and forth, up and down, the good, the bad. It ain't even happened.
Yep.
So don't overwhelm yourselves. Shout out to everybody. I want to put out there that me and Lisa are embarking on a financial endeavor together. And so we'll be sharing the details once we get on the inside. Yeah, I know we can't share too much because we don't know. We learn from experience and we share from experience.
Hmm.
And so once we do share with you all, we'll of course tell you all the inward workings. But we're trying to get y'all to expand your portfolio and to start investing because starting at the end of the year, a lot of changes gonna happen to the monetary system.
Yep.
So, all right, we're gonna go on and get out of here. Peace. Lisa, you want to say anything before we go?
Um, Definitely hit me up. Like I said on Instagram, my name is Lisa3Mac, and on my business part of it is Apples Forever Scents. On YouTube, I think it's Lisa3Mac. That's a doggone shame. I don't even really know. But yeah, definitely hit me up. Um, I love working with y'all, listening while we listen to this, learn this book together, and have a wonderful week.
Right. And let me put Lisa's information and my own in the description box now. Because by the time I leave and go cook, I'll be forgetting. So, um, I mean, get that and then I'm going to get out of here. But yeah, Indira shared with us on screen. She said, yep, these elements under this new moon is forgiveness of mistakes under this energy.
Mm, that's on point right there. Yep.
Right.
Thank you for that.
Child. Forgiveness of mistakes. Yeah, that's really on point. And y'all, I'm just getting the links. It'll be like a couple more minutes. I gotta Get them in here. Oh no, they not even here. That's what I'm saying. Let me go to another video. Lisa, did you get all them videos I sent?
Yes, I did get them. Thank you. Did I?
Was that all of them? Cause I don't know.
I ain't post them yet.
Tell me if you're missing something.
Okay, I will. And if
Okay, y'all.
if y'all ever want to hop on live, Nina always posts the link in the chat. So definitely, jump on. We would love to hear what you have to say.
Right. We like interaction, y'all. Reciprocity. Reciprocity is the order of the day. Okay, so I did just drop our links in the description, and we out of here. All right, y'all. Peace and power,
Peace and power.
and we out.